What's going on, everybody? I got this Dodge Dakota here that I'm going to try to fix up and get rid of because I need to try to focus on some other projects. Front end's kind of shaky. Sounds like the CV axle is loose or broken or something, so we're going to take a look at that. The wheel, I'm pretty sure is bent. He said the wheel actually fell off, broke the spindle, destroyed the hub. He put it back together and it's got a bad vibration and it doesn't drive straight anymore. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it around the block and hopefully you can see the truck shaking. Now before we go on this drive, you can see there's the wheel bearing and, well, what's left of the wheel bearing and hub. The spindle, I can't remember where it was broke. Oh yeah, it broke the brake caliper mounting ear off. And this is the old CV axle that's completely destroyed. Here's the tulip right here. Had some front end issues. Like I said, the wheel fell off. So let's see if we can get this thing back running and driving like it should. It actually runs and drives out really well, besides the vibration. Let's see if this thing starts up. I haven't started it in like, I don't know, a month or so since I bought it. Starts right up. Good. You can see no lights are on. I'll put my seatbelt on for y'all before we get going. I don't know what it is with this traffic, but this is the most traffic I've ever seen on this road. Alright. Literally, I'm just going to drive it like a quarter of a mile up the road because it's pretty bad. That's all play in the wheel, or not play, but vibrations. So I'm just gonna pull it over right here and turn around. Hopefully you guys can hear that sound. I'm pretty sure it's the CV axle kind of slipping off that inner shaft. Or it's destroyed, or the wheel bearing's bad again, I don't know. That is what we're gonna do. Pull it into the barn, tear it apart. Hopefully it's nothing too major because I kind of want to get this truck going. So here's the truck. It's a 2002 Dodge Dakota, quad cab, four-wheel drive. The front fenders were cut by the previous owner. I guess he had like 22s or 24s on it. And then my neighbor put these black Craigers on it. And I'm suspecting that that front wheel's bent. So you can see this CV axle was replaced, I guess, when he put all this front end back together. But if you look right there, the splines are not engaged. It's just literally hanging on by the skin of its teeth right there. Now there's a C-clip on the inner axle shaft that goes into the differential that's supposed to hold this tulip on. Obviously it's not, so I gotta figure out if it's the CV axle, if it's the axle spline, or if it just was never engaged correctly. Hopefully it'll just go right on. We gotta get this thing torn apart and get into it and figure out why that is off the axle shaft, and then just double check that all of this is good. Don't use a chrome socket, guys. Wow, that was loose. Okay, so the axle nut was a 30 millimeter, and these retainer pins on the caliper, I believe, are a 7 mil Allen, but for some reason I don't have one, so I'm gonna use a T45 Torx bit, which is a no-no, but I'm not gonna run all the way into town just to get that 1 Allen. I'll go get it after work when I'm in town, but for right now this Torx will work. And these were already loosened up by him, by the previous owner. So these aren't too bad. Now if they're rusty, like I said, this is a no-no. Don't do it. This retainer spring comes out. Those brake pads are actually not too bad. Pull the rotor off. Now what we're gonna wanna do is get these 3 wheel bearing bolts off. That way we can get this thing out of here. That was not tight. Not tight at all. Let's try to get this out of here. Well, I keep forgetting to put the microphone on the GoPro. So now the microphone's on. Hopefully you guys can hear me better. Hopefully the other audio wasn't terrible. But this axle shaft does not want to come off the inner shaft due to, obviously, clearance reasons. Took the, let me just show you what they had on there. Took the nail out of the ball joint. Now we can take the ball joint loose, but this is under tension. So I'm going to put the jack underneath it and then loosen the nut and then slowly let it down. Hopefully it pops off easy. Like I said, this has been torn apart not too long ago, so should be easy. Remember, kids, safety first or third, whichever order you want to put it in. Alrighty then. Let's check the damage. Okay, you see that? About 3/4, maybe 80% of the way in. There's a groove in there. There should be a snap ring right there on the axle shaft that holds this in. I'm suspecting it's gone. Oh my God. Fudge. That's no bueno. You see the metal and grease on my finger? That axle shaft is ate up. Okay, so we've torn the hub apart. We've got the spindle off. We got the axle shaft out. And unfortunately, that inner axle shaft is just ate up. There's no spot for the snap ring to go on anymore. It's totally just grooved out. I'll try to get a shot of it for you guys. But that inner axle shaft is trash on that differential. Big bummer. Big bummer. Okay. Another day, another dollar. Or at least spending it. I think I figured out how to get that intermediate shaft out. I'm going to use some vice grips. Got the adjuster taken out with some washers on it. This might work. Just might. We'll go to this hole right here. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I've seen where people took like a power steering puller, clamped it on there. The spot for the C-clip is ate up, so there's nothing there to grab onto. I'm gonna try to grab it with the vice grips. Oh, there we go. If it works, I'm a redneck genius. If it doesn't, back to the drawing board. Ready? Really? Damn. Wow. That was eventful. Ended up having to weld a nut onto the end of the intermediate shaft, screwing a bolt through it, through this like body pin or puller adapter, and finally got it out. So that's over with. Let's compare the new one with the old one. There's the old one, obviously. This is the new one. The internals look the same, but if you can see where the C-clip is, The old one was on the outside, the new one's on the inside, so I'm gonna have to get a new CV axle. The reason why I did that was because I could not find this axle shaft with the spline, with the snap ring on the outside. So I went ahead and just ordered this one, and I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and get the CV axle that's got the snap ring on the inside. Hopefully everyone can see this. Here's the new axle shaft. Just all right. The new axle shaft is installed. Finally working on this truck in the daytime. Got the Remand axle shaft. I was kind of disappointed that this has got a little bit of surface rust on it, but I need to get this truck done, so it is what it is. Now this axle shaft has the groove for the snap ring on the outside, which is going to match the snap ring on the inside on that one. And it should. Yeah, it's in there. I don't hate a lot of things in this world, but I absolutely despise working in the dirt. Got the ball joint on, got the cotter pin in there. Let's get this wheel bearing hub assembly on. Well, Dakota's put back together. Just went up down the street. It actually drives pretty good. I put the bent wheel on the back, and it's definitely bent. You can see it like, yeah, drives good. Let's take it for a ride. Well, there's no clicking, no noises coming from the axle. Front wheel's not wobbling, that's a good thing. And driving and stopping, can't complain there. Thanks again for watching one of my videos. Liking, subscribing, commenting. Hopefully this video on a CV axle fix on a Dodge Dakota helps you out. Definitely was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but a couple more things wrong with it than I thought. That's okay, that's how it goes sometimes. But I'm glad this truck's just on the road.